The second half is coming up from Piscataway. Mike Dorman, Clark Kellogg with the play-by-play in the second half. Missouri leads by 1. ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball, Missouri and Rutgers. Brought to you by Michelob Dry Beer. Once you experience the bold taste with no aftertaste, there's no going back.
And welcome back to Rutgers University. It is halftime, and Missouri with a great 8 minutes there to end the first half, coming back to take the lead 33-32. I'm Mike Gorman along with Clark Kellogg. Let's take a look at the numbers, Clark, from that first half, and there's some great shooting by Missouri.
They really did a nice job getting the high percentage shot, especially Javon Crudup. There you see their percentage, 59%. Rutgers had 11 more shots than Missouri because of the 14 turnovers by Missouri, but unable to get them down at a good percentage.
3-point field goal good to Rutgers here in that first half. Kept them in it down just 1. Taking a look at the scoring leaders, and Javon Crudup really is going to have himself quite a year if people keep concentrating on Doug Smith. He's going to get a lot of daylight.
That's an excellent point. A nice twosome inside.
On Rutgers side, Craig Carter, the senior guard, with 8. Weiler with 7. Hughes with just 5. And they are obviously expecting more out of Keith Hughes than that.
Well, he sat out 13 minutes in that first half. He needs to stay out of foul trouble to be a factor in the second half.
22 points by the freshman, Doug Smith, not having a good night, turning it over 5 times. Rutgers able to capitalize off those turnovers, but as Clark pointed out, Hughes spending the last 13 minutes on the bench for 2 fouls. And you and I talked about that a little bit, Clark. Do you think it's a good move? Do you get that second foul, you got to sit down?
I think so. I don't think you can just make it a standard policy, but more times than not, it's important to not go into the second half with 3 fouls, just from the mentality of the player with the fouls, especially if it's an inside player. It just takes away some of your aggressiveness.
Here is Mr. Crudup, who won't be denied.
He gets right after it. 7 of 11 in the first half. Earl Duncan here with a little penetration. Just enough penetration to get Craig Carter the open 3-pointer, and he drilled it.
All right, let's check the lineups to start the second half. Warren, Heller, Coleman, Crudup, and Smith. And immediately a turnover as Smith for Rutgers came up with the steal. And now Duncan the other way with Carter, Weiler, Hughes, and Smith.
Missouri man-to-man. Smith on Doug Smith on Daryl Smith.
And Crudup out on the guard, Carter.
This is where you would think Rutgers might have an advantage with quickness.
Carter trying. Crudup was right there, and Smith comes away with it. Doug Smith handling it in the middle. Warren right back to Smith. Hits the little fall away.
Boy, nice motion offense. Good ball cut by Smith. And a nice quick jump shot on the pass.
Doug in double figures now with 10. Missouri, their biggest lead, 3.
Hughes wanting it inside.
They find him. Short with the turnaround. Tap won't go from Smith. Loose ball. Carter in traffic had to change the shot. And Heller comes down with the rebound.
When you get it in traffic, you have to go to the defender. That time, Craig Carter leaning back away, trying to avoid the shot, the shot block, instead of taking it to the defender.
Good position by Smith. Darrell down low.
He's got excellent leaping ability.
Duncan is shut off, but a foul is called on Coleman with the body. Second on Jamal.
Boy, it's really hard to talk about the absence of Brent Dabbs when you look at how well Charles Weiler has filled in, but nonetheless it affects your rotation because Weiler could be a replacement for Brent Dabbs, and Dabbs a more experienced player, a little stronger presence inside.
Mark Redden, the freshman out of Dorchester, Massachusetts. Smith outside, can't get it down, and Heller tracks down the rebound.
Shot selection, not very good by Rutgers here to start this half.
Warren looking and looking, finds Heller. Back to Warren on the baseline, he lays it in.
Boy, give and go in close quarters. That really shouldn't happen. No challenge from the defense.
I'm really impressed how well the big men from Missouri handle the basketball.
They do a nice job with it. not only on the perimeter, but also inside. Although they've had a lot of turnovers, they've shown the ability to make good decisions with the ball.
Hughes steps out. Can't hit the jump shot, and Heller there for a big board. Missouri by 5, looking for 7.
See, a dry spell could be costly here to Rutgers because Missouri getting high percentage shots inside, and that can wear you down not only physically but mentally, especially if you're not hitting your perimeter shots at the other end.
Doug Smith trying to create something for himself. Baseline jumper won't go. Picked off by Duncan. Head up, he finds Smith. He's got a trailer. Missed the layup. Comes back to Redden, who's bumped and lays it in.
Oh, my goodness. Could have been a whistle there. Nice strong finish, though, by Redden.
The hoop enables Rutgers to put their press on, but it was ineffectual that trip. Now Smith again has got a great pair of hands, and the foul's on Warren holding him off.
The pressure defense and the forcing of turnovers is an energy source for this Rutgers basketball team. Not only will the crowd get in it, if we take a look, quick hands there by Daryl Smith, and Jeff Warren in his attempt to get it back mugs Daryl Smith with a nice little punch to the throat, basically, a little slap to the throat.
Lumpkin has checked back in for Rutgers.
But the point I was making is that Rutgers able to get energy and feed off the pressure defense when it results in turnover.
Lumpkin will stroke it again. Front rims that one. He's had a tough night. Duncan is out on Coleman, and he made him walk. Little skip step for Jamal Coleman, and immediately Lamont Frazier gets up off the Missouri bench.
22, Lamont Frazier.
Coleman will sit down.
Well, you think Lamont Frazier would fit in on this Rutgers squad with his haircut? He might fit in comfortably. They got some nice dudes on this Rutgers squad.
He'd be at home. There's no question about that.
Here's a guy who has to get it going.
Hughes can't. Crudup coming away with the loose ball.
Tell you what, the officials are letting them play a little bit. There haven't been too many nickel dimers, as your partner Bill Raftery might say.
Doug Smith putting it on the floor. They'll call a foul.
I spoke too soon.
That's a dimer anyway, if not a nickel one. Daryl Smith picks it up. And we are going to get a timeout. 15:49 left to go in the game. 37-34 Missouri. The 16 minutes to go in the game. Mike Gorman, Clark Kellogg here at Rutgers University. 37-34 Missouri on top. Lumpkin, who was a very effective three-point shooter last year, just can't find the stroke at all tonight. Duncan only 4 points, and Hughes only 5 points. Those two combined for 55 against Missouri last year. Doug Smith won't go down for him. Volleyball rebound comes to Duncan. Earl Duncan for 3. Rebound Lamont Frazier and Crudup. Booker's back on the floor right now. So again, Norm Stewart goes with 3 freshmen. Crudup. Yes, sir.
Didn't look real pretty, but the result was just what you want.
Kind of launches that, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little shot put effort. Boy, I'm really impressed with this young fella.
Keith Hughes can't get it down. Big time rebound. Lamont Frazier up ahead. He finds Smith. Nice feed for Heller. Better defense by Lumpkin. Smith the loose ball, and again it is Daryl Smith who got there for the block.
Daryl Smith can hop, Mike. I watched him jump to the top of the backboard yesterday, actually the top of the square in practice, and he's only 6'4". He can really get off the ground. Smith relaxed a little bit with that shot, and Daryl Smith went up and got it.
Lumpkin putting it on the floor this time, and Crudup. That was a man's foul right there, Clark. first on Javon, who wants to get at least one mark in every scoring column tonight.
That's one of those forget-me-not fouls. Mr. Lumpkin will know where Javon Crudup is the next time he gets to the hoop. Nice move, though, by Lumpkin, who's known primarily as a perimeter shooter. That time put it on the floor and got inside and drew the foul.
Now, I know you stuck around practice the other day, and you said he was really filling it up.
I shot with him for 15-20 minutes. He's got excellent form, fine rotation. But there's a difference between shooting it in practice and knocking him down in the game. And tonight he struggled. And a lot of that has to do with the type of shot selection that you employ in game situations. He hasn't really gotten a good shot in rhythm. He's maybe had one in his 5 attempts that has been one of those good rhythm shots.
Rutgers just 4 points here in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
They need to score in order to do this. Full-court pressure.
Yeah, and dribble through a crowd there. Now Booker will set the offense. Comes to Smith. Doug puts it on the floor. Power move for 2.
That's what the pro scouts love about Doug Smith. At 6'10", probably more like 6'9", but he's still able to go out on the floor and put it down and get to the hoop.
Earl Duncan. Crudup cut him off, and he found Hughes. Hughes needed a bucket like that, Clark.
His team needed a bucket like that. Excellent penetration and find by Earl Duncan.
Booker able to break the pressure. Streaks up but has it tipped away. 3-on-1 the other way. Duncan waits and fires. Lumpkin kept it alive but tipped it to Frazier.
Maybe not the shot you want 3-on-2. I know Bob Wenzel likes his players to feel free to shoot it at any time, but in that situation you're trying to get back into it, trying to come back. Maybe you get something going to the basket.
Crudup pops out, puts it on the floor, and the foul will be on Lumpkin. I'm not sure I wouldn't let Javon put it on the floor. Really. I mean, he's a freshman. Alabama struggling to get by Wake Forest, 96-95.
Oh, that's a little bit of a surprise, although some experts have looked upon Wake Forest as a dark horse team in the ACC. They might be a little better than people expect them to be.
Crudup underneath, can't get it up, and it's ripped out of there by Smith. Boy, I like Darryl Smith.
Active, aggressive, fine athlete.
Duncan's pull-up. Rebound, Crudup. Nearly picked off. Double tip out of bounds off Booker.
And your buddy, Darryl Smith, right in the middle of it. See, Rutgers, they've got the crowd back in it now, but they haven't been able to capitalize with a couple of hoops back-to-back. Here's the effort by Darryl Smith, just being bothersome and getting in the way. Booker unable to handle it. Nice play by Smith.
Mike Jones on the floor now along with Savage, so it's Tom Savage with the ball. Now he gives it up to Mike Jones, Craig Carter, Keith Hughes, and Darryl Smith for Rutgers. Warren. Oh, good jump in, but a foul is called by the outside official. Doug Smith thought he had ball.
And Doug pleading his case with Jim Bain. Here's the penetration. Smith. Oh, my. That's an excellent play on the ball. And Doug agrees.
Second on Doug Smith, fourth on the team. Doug Smith's out there with Lamont Frazier, Javon Crudup, Jeff Warren, and Melvin Booker. Carter trying to drive, forces one up. Good weak side rebound. Hughes won't go down. Warren scrapping for it.
Well, you've got to get the ball straight in the hoop on these rims. They're very, very snug. You won't find many shooters roll hoops in this gym.
Steal by guess who? Darryl Smith. It's a one-point game. And the fans are alive here at Rutgers. Warren had Crudup open. Doug Smith, the trailer, short with the jumper, tracked down by Carter, and he couldn't get it. Couldn't get a handle on it. It'll be Missouri ball.
Carter indecisive, and he looks like he's a little shaken up. But Carter indecisive that time. Didn't know whether he wanted to let it go out of bounds or try to reel it in.
Well, Darryl Smith goes to the bench. He gets a great hand.
He won't be there long. Not the way he's playing.
Lumpkin back in.
Missouri going to set it up now. Try to get it inside to Crudup or Smith.
Lamont Frazier can't hit the pull-up. Crudup keeps it alive with the tap. Frazier goes and gets it. Has it taken away. Crudup ripped it away. And a foul will go on Lumpkin as Doug Smith took it back up. Javon kind of went in there to restore order a little bit, didn't he?
You can't really teach strength. Here he is, Javon Crudup, to keeping it alive. Frazier puts it on the floor, which is a no-no in traffic, but Crudup just wrestles it away from Lumpkin. And then Smith able to draw the foul.
Lumpkin, again, his second. It'll put Doug Smith at the free throw line. Smith and Crudup, to this point, have combined for 30 of the 42. Hughes takes it down. 42-40. Missouri by 2. 11:50 to go in the game. Mike Jones leaves it for Savage. Hughes trying to find a spot he can post up. They come the other way. Savage drives through, and Crudup got him on the way by. Second foul on Javon.
That was a flat foot foul. Crudup didn't get his feet active. Out of position and picked up the block.
We've got a timeout. 11:34 to go in the game. 42-40. Missouri by 2. Coming up on Sunday night, the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings, the revived Minnesota Vikings. Herschel Walker playing some great football the past couple of weeks. Both of these clubs with wild card playoff hopes. Sunday night, 8 p.m. ESPN Sunday Night NFL. We've got just under 12 minutes to go. 42-40 Missouri. They've been hanging on to the lead since about 5 minutes to go, or 4 minutes to go in that first half, after Rutgers dominated the opening 15 minutes of this game. Carter, Hughes, Lumpkin, Jones, and Savage on the floor for Rutgers. Warren, Booker, Frazier, Crudup, and Doug Smith out there for Norm Stewart's Missouri Tigers. Missouri coming in ranked 23rd in the country. Rutgers unranked, but thinking they belong. This is as patient as they have been on any trip tonight, Clark. And they get a foul out of it with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Melvin Booker will pick it up.
Well, that's really not surprising coming out of the timeout. A called play, or at least a discussion as to what type of shot Rutgers would like to get on this possession.
Rutgers taking very good care of the basketball here in the second half. Knocked out of bounds by Booker. Carter looks to penetrate. Frazier got a hand on that one. Jones now benches some trip through there. Lumpkin cranks it up. Still won't go for him in the rebound. Booker turns, and Carter got him. Second foul on Craig Carter.
Here we see the body block. Bang, crash. First down. Good hustle by Carter, just a little late getting there. And on a night when Rutgers really needs Lumpkin's outside shooting, he's had a tough time finding the bottom of the net.
Here comes Jones. We are tied at 42.
Oh, what a great steal. Nice pilfer by Jones.
First 2 points of the night, and Crudup is called for an offensive foul. And Javon now with 3. They are on their feet here at Rutgers.
So we take a look at it. Crudup had enough time. He had a step and a half, a couple of steps. Excellent work. I couldn't quite catch who that was from Rutgers. This Carter. Not in his pass.
Savage bangs one in from the corner. And a reach-in foul is going to go against Mike Jones. Number 3 on Jones. Foul on Rutgers. Missouri already with 7. Jeff Warren hustles back to inbound the basketball. 9:57 to go. The Scarlet Knights have their fans back in the game and a 3-point lead. Slap away by Jones, and Booker is called for the foul.
Boy, how about the quick hands of Mike Jones the last 2 possessions? He has just stripped Melvin Booker. Look at the defense. It starts with the feet, though. He's in excellent position with his feet. Now watch the hands right there. Just a great play defensively by Mike Jones.
He had such good position there with the feet. He was actually a step ahead.
That's right. That's right. Good defense starts with the feet.
Jones will step to the free throw line. 6'5" sophomore out of Morrisville, Pennsylvania.
Led the club in steals a year ago.
Great steal of a rebound underneath by Darrell Smith. It goes out of bounds off Warren.
You know, people wonder how could Darrell Smith get inside on the free throw lane. Never should happen. But bigger isn't always better. Quickness is so important in rebounding.
Here comes Crudup back in, and Warren will sit down. 9:40 to go in the game. Rutgers by 3. Hughes top of the key, and there was nowhere to go with that dribble. Loose on the floor. Crudup, a great job, but the pass is picked off by Darrell Smith.
My goodness, he's had one of those kind of games that a great linebacker has in football, just all over the place.
Rutgers going to run a little double stack here. Nearly a backcourt violation. Jones wasn't aware of where his feet were, but he was over the line.
But really, Carter put him in a bad position. Didn't have to make that kind of a pass because the ball was live. It had been touched.
Rutgers blessed right now as the shot clock is down to 7. That's tipped away out of bounds, and they'll go back to Missouri. Maybe you better just let him freelance.
They've had a tough time executing.
Half-court offense has not executed well tonight.
Well, they haven't really been together. You got some guys out there, Mike Jones, Earl Duncan, Tom Savage, that have missed some practice time, that are not in peak condition at this point. Jones coming off knee surgery for a stress fracture of his tibia. Duncan still not in peak condition. And Savage struggling with a torn shoulder muscle.
Reggie Smith seeing his first action of the night for Missouri. Frazier taking it down the lane. No, the foul before the shot. Earl Duncan picks up his first.
The foul by Duncan came before the shot is first. Sixth team foul.
Alley-oop. Heller can't handle it. Off the floor, Darrell Smith gives it up to Mike Jones.
Boy, good play call. The opportunity was there. Heller just didn't handle it. When you talk about Rutgers struggling with their continuity in their half-court offense, I mean, they really don't have a balanced attack because Brent Dabbs is a guy who can play inside for them as well as on the perimeter on occasion.
Savage can't get it down. Lamont Frazier did a great job slapping it away from Hughes. Didn't have much help on the break, though. He resets, finds Crudup in the lane, forces one up, and he'll go to the line. Either Jones or Hughes. Let's see. Either one's going to hurt. It's Mike Jones, and that's 4.
Here's Crudup inside. He's going to put it down in traffic. And Jones with the reach in, doing what you want your guard to do, get back in the paint area. Just got more arm than ball.
Mike not happy as he sits down with 4. Mark Redden, the freshman, checks back in. Crudup unable to capitalize.
Well, things have stagnated a little for both teams.
Missouri's only scored 9 points. That's the 10th point Missouri has scored here in the second half. 7:39 to go in the game. 45-43. Rutgers on top by a deuce. We'll be back. And a great day of college football coming up on Saturday here on ESPN. Miami still with hopes to be #1 in the country. We'll take on San Diego State Saturday at 4. And then a big one, the battle for the bragging rights in the state of Florida. Florida State. That one at 7:30. Excellent college football, CFA football, coming up on ESPN Saturday afternoon and early evening. 7:39 to go here at Rutgers. 45-43. The home team in front by 2. A very low-scoring second half. Rutgers has outscored Missouri 13-10 in better than 12 minutes of play. And the shooting percentages reflected here in the second half. Redden skip pass for Duncan. Reggie Smith, the freshman, gets a hand on it to tip it out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, Javon Crudup loves to play. He's vocal, he's active, he's intent, and he's pretty good.
Savage gets it down the corner for Hughes.
See, on ball reversal, somebody has to be ready to pull the trigger. And the ball goes from side to side. Nice look.
Very nice look, but a reject down low as Heller got there to block the shot. Reggie Smith the other way, right side. Crudup with some room, motors in, won't go, tip won't go. Crudup again trying to muscle it out of there, but out of the pack comes Smith. Forcing it up, Darrell Smith for 2.
Well, Mark Redden stepped out of his left shoe, trying to get it on now. They give away game ball. Darrell Smith better get one.
Savage called for the foul. The reach in on Heller. Both teams now over the limit. So with 6:25 to go, every foul from here on in, free throws. And again, with the new rule this year, 8 fouls on Rutgers, 8 on Missouri. We get to 10, and it's an automatic 2 shots. Mark Redden, the freshman from Dorchester, Massachusetts. I told him I'd say that once each half. Sits back in. Heller makes the first. His first point of the night.
I was going to say, he's been a silent man so far this season. 5 boards, though.
Gets his club back to 2. Warren comes back in. Heller sits down. So Warren, Heller, and Crudup will be up front. And the 2 freshmen, Frazier and Reggie Smith, in the backcourt for Missouri. Hoosier man-to-man now backs off a bit on Duncan. Warren has got Keith Hughes. Hughes trying to put it on the floor, dribbles into a crowd where they collapse on him very quickly.
You know, it's really tough to penetrate against the zone off the dribble unless you've swung the ball from side to side. Just to back it out and try to go one-on-one against the zone, everybody sees you coming, and with a guy like Hughes, he's going to attract a lot of attention. Very lucky and fortunate to get himself to the line here.
Key to struggle tonight.
It's been tough. The 2 fouls early forced him to sit out the better part of the first half. And then against the zone defense that's targeting him anytime he touches it, makes it tough, as the same has happened with Doug Smith at the other end. Rutgers has shown a lot of zone. And then we can't forget this is the opening game for both teams. They're playing without 2 of their key players. Anthony Peeler certainly will add a dimension to the Missouri team that most teams in the country won't be able to duplicate with his versatile game.
Doug Smith, good bounce pass. Crude up for 2 more. 18, make it 19 now for Javon Crudup. And Missouri back to within 2.
Crudup's got 1 gear, hard and full throttle to the hole.
Redden coming to the ball.
Missouri man-to-man now.
Duncan had the 3, passed it up. Lost the handle in traffic. It's saved by Reggie Smith. No travel call, and off the leg of Mark Redden. Mark Redden up limping.
Yeah. And that's never a good sign.
Let's see if we can spot it.
Duncan passes up a shot here. And now in traffic, loose ball, and we can't. Mark Redden actually had gotten hurt.
If we can rewind that for a second.
Prior to the scuffle.
And watch the right-hand corner of your screen. Mark Redden being helped up right now. It's his right knee. And what he does, Clark, is he just kind of moves the wrong way. You have to take another look at that replay and watch the right side of the screen. Right. Well, it was before that even, guys. Hate to make you do it, but if you just go back a little further, you can see, you actually see Mark Redden twist his knee. Because when he came back into the play, he was limping. He is up now, and they are helping him to the bench. Bob Wenzel had been making almost offensive and defensive substitutions, trying to protect Mike Jones with 4 fouls, running Redden in and out. He'll have to go elsewhere now. Craig Carter comes back in. He'll be in the backcourt with Duncan, Hughes, Smith, and Savage up front. Reggie Smith handling the ball here a lot in the second half for Missouri.
Well, I guess that's the one benefit to Peeler's absence is these young players get an opportunity to grow.
Crudup got a real gift right there. 21 now for the freshman, and we are tied at 49 with just under 5 to go. Duncan calls the play. Savage pops out, wants it. Savage for 3. Smith, good dish that time, and Doug Smith with his 15th point of the night.
Well, excellent play by Reggie Smith. Missouri predominantly man-to-man here in the latter portion of this second half.
Doug Smith coming to help. Streaks up the sideline himself, and Savage just tried to push him out of bounds. Smith turned and wanted an intentional foul and had a case there. Third foul on Savage. And Rutgers is going to take a timeout. Bobby Wenzel wants to talk it over. 4:02 to play. And Rutgers hanging on to the 1-point lead. 52-51 Scarlet Knights. Back with more in a moment. Second half, keep an eye on the right side of your screen. Mark Redden, number 10, right there. See him reach down, and that's where he injured his knee. Well, that's a freak injury, and now he is over there on the sidelines with that ice pack on.
You're hopeful in that situation that it's nothing more than a sprain, but you probably won't know that until later on tonight.
Doug Smith, 16th point.
Hard-earned 16. They haven't come easily.
Ties the game at 52. Loose underneath. It's going to be Rutgers ball. Somebody had a foot on the baseline.
I think Reggie Smith, when he retrieved that miss, bounced it along the baseline. Wet spot, and Earl Duncan took a terrible fall there. He and Reggie Smith both.
Well, Duncan is really trying to shake it off out around half court.
Well, that just looked like it hurt. Here we'll see it. Duncan, number 3 in white. Smith down first, and then Duncan just bends that left knee underneath. Ooh.
Earl wasn't made to do splits like that. And Earl Duncan will go out. Darrell Smith, Tom Savage, Hughes, Mike Jones with 4 fouls, and Carter on the floor right now for Rutgers. Tied at 52. Smith looking inside. Hughes was open, gets the ball. Blocked by Kruda, picked off by Doug Smith. Leads the race himself, swoops in, won't get out. Loose. There's Frazier. He's stripped underneath. Out of the pack comes Carter. Gets to the middle on the break. Good look for Hughes. Nice job by Craig Carter on that break.
Excellent vision. Nice execution of the 3-on-2. Keith Hughes is getting himself into a little trouble by going to the rhythm bounce when he catches it in the paint. Here we'll see the tail end of the break. Carter in transition. Hughes on the right, running the floor. And Carter with a nice dish. Excellent choice of pass. No other pass would have gotten there. The bounce wouldn't have gotten there. Good look by Carter.
The third on Jeff Warren. The 10th team foul. So all fouls now on Missouri will result in 2 shots for Rutgers. And the same will be true on the next Rutgers foul too. So the rule change this year, all fouls 10 and above, automatic 2 shots. That one really wouldn't have mattered since Hughes was in the act of shooting. Keith now with 11, the Scarlet Knights by 2. Reggie Smith in a bit of trouble. Ooh, and a foul is called. Savage is going to pick it up.
Boy, you really don't want to commit a foul there. You've got the offensive player on his heels. Good trap.
Yeah. Reggie Smith is going the wrong way.
Yeah, he had it in reverse.
Reggie Smith will shoot 2.
Instead, the freshman will get to the line. Out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Maybe trip all the way out to Missouri to go to school to play under Norm Stewart.
Well, I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen more of Melvin Booker, although we have to wonder about his conditioning because he's only been practicing for the last 4 days, but I thought he did a solid job along with Frazier in that first half.
Earl Duncan back, and Craig Carter will sit down.
Duncan had bone spurs removed from his ankle this summer and is playing with a little extra weight as a result of having to be laid up in his rehabilitation and recovery period.
Duncan and Jones exchange. Now Duncan to set up the offense. Smith comes out to give him a little screen. Now heads the other way. Keith Hughes for three. Got it outside. Big bucket by Hughes. Darrell Smith picks up a foul in the backcourt.
Really a tough call against Smith, but anytime you've got a player along the sideline, you like to turn him back to the middle. Don't let him turn the corner on you.
Two minutes, 53 seconds to go. 57, 53 Rutgers. But Reggie Smith, 1 of 2 at the line. Back there again.
Well, how about shooting into that sea of red? Nice to see the young fella come back after going 1 of 2 his last trip. There you see those red sweaters and shirts and waving arms.
57-55. Rutgers the lead in the ball. Lamont Frazier in the game with Smith in the backcourt from Missouri. Oh, Jones, a move to the hoop, but Smith got back in the play.
What a nice recovery. Out there isolated like a defensive back and made a nice recovery to deny the basket. I think Hughes would probably like to get it in his hands again. Usually your marquee players want shots late in the game.
Hughes again. Short this time. Rebound. Smith saves it.
How'd he get there that quick?
Oh, bad pass. Hughes picks it off. Smith looking for Warren. That had to cover a lot of court, Clark.
Oh, you'll chalk that one up to experience. Part of the education of the freshman.
Norm Stewart waving his club back. Doesn't want him aggressive. 2-point game. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Rutgers content to milk the clock. Probably will go through their spread. Missouri in a man-to-man. Duncan able to create here.
Oh, good look. Jones got free. And Duncan found him. The play of the night as far as Rutgers is concerned. 59-55 Rutgers by 4. Earl Duncan with the biggest play of the young season, Clark.
This will make you scream and holler here. Watch the look off by Earl Duncan. People moving. He's going to shake and bake a bit. Now he's going to find Mike Jones, number 24. He's going to look to his left, but a bullet pass for the wide open Jones inside. Doesn't get any sweeter than that, Mike.
Jones was open for about a 5 count under that one.
Somebody lost him, no doubt. And Earl Duncan found him.
And Rutgers really capitalizing on those turnovers by Missouri. Norm Stewart was kidding Clark and I before the game. He said, you guys sit courtside, you may need helmets the way my guys throw the ball around.
Well, that's certainly in reference to his young, unproven backcourt. And they've had a tough time over here tonight, although their front court players have turned it over a little bit too.
Reggie Smith looking for help, and he throws it away. Picked off by Smith, but he can't save it. And Doug Smith comes out and puts an arm around the freshman Reggie Smith and says, look, there's only one other guy out here named Smith. Keep it away from him.
And here's a guy that we haven't seen very much of in the second half, who did an outstanding job in half number 1.
Booker back in. Gets the ball. Melvin spins, throws it up, gets it blocked. Loose underneath. Out of the pack. Jones looks and finds Smith. Won't go down. Hughes rejected big time, but the foul And I think it's going on Warren, not Doug Smith. But it will be a foul against Missouri.
You have to live with some mistakes by your young players. Booker forces a tough shot. The long board. Jones to Smith. He's not able to finish, but Keith Hughes trailing the play nicely, able to draw the foul. And I think it was Doug Smith who came over the top. Doug Smith upset not about the foul.
Gave the foul to Warren.
They actually did give it to Warren.
Yeah, they did.
But Doug Smith actually upset not so much about the foul as he was about the shot at the other end.
15 now for Keith Hughes, 10 in the second half. Rutgers by 5 with 61 seconds to play.
Missouri now not with really a proven three-point shooter. I look for maybe Booker to take a look at it, maybe even Doug Smith.
Norm Stewart won't take a timeout. Smith might have got away with a little walk, comes up shooting. Loose Hughes coming up big in the final minutes, and he's fouled by Doug Smith with 45 seconds to go. And may feel it here at Rutgers. Sports Center immediately following this game. 12 in a row now for the Blazers. Lisa Olson ruling coming down from the NFL, and lots more. Sports Center is next. That was Mark Redden they were just taking to the locker room there. And again, we hope the young man from Dorchester does not have a serious knee injury. Hughes has had a big final 5 minutes here. 17 now. Bobby Wenzel can afford to smile a bit. 7-point lead, 45 seconds to go. And they are dancing on the Rutgers sideline.
They know how to have fun in here, these fans.
The Tigers got to put up a 3 or 2. Frazier leans in, gets 2. And Earl Duncan fouled immediately by Lamont Frazier. 22 seconds to go in the game. And the Rutgers bench, a team that 2 years ago in the NCAA, some very high expectations last year, and chemistry something of a problem, plus a very tough schedule. They finished the year 18 and 17, but right now feel they are making a statement, knocking off Missouri, ranked 23rd in the country.
One of those credibility wins, and it removes the stigma of being 0 for on national TV, as Craig Carter reminded me earlier. 0 for 4 last year on the 2.
Frazier buries a 3, and now Norm Stewart does want a timeout. 7 for Lamont Frazier, but more importantly, it is 64-60, 15 seconds to go. And Rutgers may have to make a free throw or 2 here if they're going to salt this away.
It certainly will probably come down to that. You mentioned the fact that Rutgers struggled with chemistry a little bit a year ago. In defense of Bob Wenzel and his program, you talk about bringing in 2 transfer players that are going to play significant minutes on a team that went to the tournament the year before them becoming eligible to play, and you talk about mixing 2 very good players with a pretty good team, and it's much easier to do that on paper and in preseason magazines and polls than it is on the floor. And I think that was part of the problem. And again, it's going to be part of the problem a little bit this year. Tough schedule. Brent Dabbs goes down, and he's a cornerstone for this team in terms of his defensive presence, his ability offensively, some injuries they've had to fight through. So all of that is probably going to take place in the next 3 to 5 weeks before this team really is able to find its rhythm and come together.
Should be a very good basketball team when Dabbs is back and comfortable on the floor. One more reminder about Sunday night, the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. A revived Herschel Walker. And both of those teams with playoff hopes. It's the Pack and the Vikings. 8 p.m. on Sunday night.
Rutgers just needs to make sure they get it in, squeeze it, and expect a foul.
Comes into Duncan. Couldn't get it ahead quick enough. They would have had an easy two. Instead, Earl Duncan will go to the line with 13 seconds to go. The freshman picks up the foul. Norm Stewart, his streak of opening night wins, about to come to an end here, and Duncan will be at the free throw line. Don't forget Sports Center immediately following this game. Full night of NBA action. Lots of college basketball tonight. Rulings coming down from the NFL. They will have it all. Only 6 points for Duncan tonight, but he's played well.
He has played pretty well. He's made some big plays. That one pass to Jones. Highlight film material there.
Six-point game, and Missouri throws it away, and that is just about going to do it. The Tigers needed a couple of quick threes. Now Rutgers will get it back right at the end of the floor. They want it. Comes into Duncan. And a reach-in foul. Reggie Smith again will put Keith Hughes at the line with 10 seconds to go. This has become a prolonged celebration for both the Rutgers players and their fans.
Yeah, they're milking it.
For Hughes. Eight-point Rutgers lead. Frazier again, picked off by Hughes underneath. And the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers have opened their season with an upset of nationally ranked Missouri, 68-60. So the Scarlet Knights will celebrate in Piscataway. For Clark Kellogg, I'm Mike Gorman. Let's send it back right now to Bill Patrick. Bill?
All right, Michael, thank you very much. And the party's on in Piscataway. And remember that last year when Missouri was #1, Rutgers almost pulled off the upset in Columbia. This year they do the job at home, 68-60. Coming up next.